In the summer course child development seminar over trends and issues, I was able to learn a lot about the some of the trends and issues that are going on right now for and that have been going on for over so many years when it comes to the education and some of the other issues when it comes to childhood, that I think it's very important for us to be aware of since we're majoring in child development and family studies. I think it's very important for us to learn about them now and to see if we can find some solutions for them later on when we go into our careers. An issue that I saw when I was doing my discussion board was that there are not a lot of minority teachers in education, and I think that's a really important issue because I did read it. We did reading in the book that it did say that minority teachers can tend to help students that are minorities because they are able to relate to those teachers, and the teachers are able to help them out with things because they're able to understand where the child comes from. Um, Another issue that I learned about on the journal article was about research that was done on an inclusive program, and in these inclusive programs, they are able to put students that need special attention or special resources, and students that are normal or learning abilities that have learning abilities, and they put them together, and they found out with the research that with this inclusive program, um, the the students that did not need the extra help were able to later on be more open-minded to students with disabilities. They were able to help out the students with disabilities. So I think that was an important issue that I learned about when doing my journal article, how an inclusive program can be beneficial in the education for everybody. For my observations, I was able to learn ways that teachers, like the different teaching techniques that teachers can use when teaching small kids. In the video, I was able to see like how the techniques that the teacher was using was very positive, and it showed like the positive outcomes on the students because all of them were like paying attention to her. They were following her around. They weren't getting distracted. So she was using good techniques to keep the students engaged and motivated to learn. Um, in the PowerPoint that we did in this course as a group, I was able to learn about the rising number of suspensions in young kids. I was pretty shocked about learning that there's kids in kindergarten and kinder that are getting suspended. I was really unaware of that, and I was able to read an article about how some of these schools have a rising numbers in Texas have a rising number of young kids getting suspended. But there has been some policies that have changed the way that schools, districts and schools suspend young kids. So they're trying to lower the number of kids getting suspended by providing them with more money, and that money will be used for resources such as getting behavior therapists and just any resources that will help both the teachers and the students. Um, um, the teachers that will get extra training over how to deal with behavior and how to use techniques to help students that are doing bad. But yeah, I was really shocked about the rising number of really young kids that are getting suspended from school, and I think that's a really big issue that that people should be aware about because we do know that kids are going to be the future, and I think it's very important to invest on them at a young age. So because they're going to be the future, so I think it's very important that we invest on them now when they're young, then try to get to invest on them later on when they're already older. um, I do believe that all these issues that are going on over kids and daycares and in the education over kids, I think all these issues are very important, that we need to look into, especially as a major of CDFS. I found this class like very enjoyable because I didn't know most of these issues that were going on, such as the low number of minority teachers. About the inclusive program, I was really not aware of how that worked, how inclusive programs work in school. I hadn't been to an observation that had good teaching techniques. I had visited a daycare before, where a teacher, she was trying to get the kids to be involved in an activity, and she couldn't get their attention. So I did want to find a way, what some of the good techniques that other teachers would use. And with the videos from this class, I think it helped me a lot, like realize how to get students to be engaged and how to get them to participate. And I think the PowerPoint, doing the PowerPoint was also very important, because I hadn't really looked into how suspension worked in school. And I always had the image of kids in high school getting suspended, but apparently young kids can also get suspended. So I was really, really surprised about that. And I think with the years to come, there's still going to be a lot of trends and issues that are going to come up with kids. But I think for now, it's doing investigation and research over what are the trends and issues going on right now. It's a very important step to take first, and then try to see what we as CDFS majors can do to help solve them.